So for this channel, this is the last video that I'm going to release relating to construction, because I have created a special book for you. You can check it in the link from the video description below. I have compiled 10 years worth of questions in a single book and also solved all the questions. I have even included notes to help you in case you do not know the topic. So yeah, there's a lot to check in that book. Make sure that you download your free copy today. So we need to construct on a piece of plain paper. This is a plain paper that I'm using. And the first question says, construct a quadrilateral ABCD in which AB is 10 centimeters. So let us get our ruler and measure 10 centimeters. So place your ruler and draw 10 centimeters like so. Make sure that you start from 0 and the units are centimeters. As you can see, the units are centimeters. Then you draw like so. Indicate 10 centimeters, and this is what? This is line AB. So this is AB. Okay, the next step says what? Angle ABC. ABC, so C is somewhere there, is what? 120 degrees. So you get your protractor. This is my protractor. It says 120. Make sure that the numbers are, or the angles are clearly displayed. Then we are going to center it where the angle is being formed, ABC. As you can see, center your protractor properly. This 0-degree line below the horizontal line should be parallel to line AB, as you can see. Then we measure 120. As you can see, the angles are increasing from the outside part of the protractor. As you can see, 0, 10, 20, all the way to 120. 120 is somewhere here. So we're going to measure 120 by indicating a 120 like so, a dotted line. As you can see, 120. Okay, what else have we been told? BAD, D lies somewhere there. BAD is what? BAD is 60 degrees. So you get your protractor and measure again. This time we're centering it at A, BAD, at A like so. Then we have been told that it's 60. The angles are increasing from 0 all the way to 180 from the inside part of the protractor. 60 is somewhere there. So we indicate by putting a point like so. Then what have we been told? BC is 7 centimeters. For that, we are going to need a ruler. So let us get a ruler and draw a 7 centimeter line. BC is 7 centimeters. This is where 7 centimeter is. Then the line should pass through that point we placed earlier. Then we draw a straight line. The more you practice these questions, I'm telling you, in the exam you do this in a fraction of just minutes. As you can see, this is 7 centimeters. Okay, you can even indicate so that we don't get confused. See, like so. What else have we been told? BC is 7 centimeters and AD is 11. D is somewhere there. AD is 11. If we want, we can AD is 11, 11, 11. If you want, you can do this. Let me show you something. If you want, you can do this. You can use your ruler. Then you just measure 11 centimeters like so. If you want, you can use that method. 11 centimeters. Then you just place your compass leg at A. Then you just make a mark like so. So that is 11 centimeters. Then you can join using your ruler. As you can see, you can join this point and that point. As you can see, it's 11 centimeters. So that's another way you can measure 11 centimeters. Like so. So this is our D. Then we can just join these other points. We can just join them like so. Let us join them. And that will complete our what? Quadrilateral. So that has completed our quadrilateral. As you can see, let me just erase this part. I have extended a bit like so. Yeah. So we are done with that. What's the next requirement? Measure and write the length of CD. CD. We need to measure CD in centimeters. So we align our ruler and measure CD. So CD is giving me somewhere 8. Oh, sorry. It's giving me 8.5 exactly. 8.5. So I'm going to indicate 8.5 centimeters. 8.5 centimeters. As you can see, let me just double check it. Yeah, 8.5 centimeters. Okay, now that we are done with that part, let us move on. Hopefully you are able to see within the quadrilateral. This is part C. Within the quadrilateral ABCD, draw the locus of points which are 8 centimeters from A. A is a fixed point. Whenever you have a fixed point, know that they're talking about making the circumference inside the shape or an arc. So all you have to do is get your ruler and your compass and measure 8 centimeters. So I'm placing my compass leg there on 0. As you can see, that is 0. Then extending it all the way to 8. As you can see, I'm extending it all the way to 8. Like so. Then I place it at A. Where is my A? A is here. So I'm placing my compass leg at A there. Then I create an arc inside, because the question says inside the quadrilateral. Make sure that it's visible enough. Okay, we have created that arc, and I'm going to label it as what? Question CI. I'm just going to say CI. Let us go to the next part, which is the second part, and the locus of points should be equidistant from BC and CD. We need to create another locus of points which is equidistant from BC and CD. Whenever you have a situation where that requiring you to draw locus of points that are equidistant from two lines, you need to create an angle bisector where those two lines meet. For this question, the two lines meet at C. As you can see, the question is saying BC and CD. So we need to create an angle bisector of that. And how do we do that? What we do is very simple. You get your compass, then you just create arcs like so. We create arcs. You place your compass leg right there where the angle is being formed at C. Then you just create marks here on that line and on the other line with the same radius. Don't change the radius of the compass, the same radius. As you can see, I'm not shifting the length of the radius, as you can see. After doing that, we can now create we can choose a reasonable radius. Okay, as you can see, I've chosen this radius because I want the two arcs that I'm going to make to meet here. So I've chosen that radius. Once you have chosen that radius, make an arc. As you can see, I'm making an arc like so. Then, without changing the radius, shift the compass leg to the other line and make another radius. Or should I say, make another arc to cut the first arc. As you can see, the arcs are meeting somewhere here. So that's where the angle bisector is going to pass. Now let me just join the lines. Let me just join that point to that point. As you can see, we have created our angle bisector. So that's our angle bisector right there. Hopefully you're following along. Then this is question CI. So I'm just going to indicate CII for the second part of C. Let us go to part D. Part D says that a point P within the quadrilateral ABCD. So point P lies inside the quadrilateral. And what does it say? The point P within the quadrilateral ABCD is such that it is 8 centimeters from A. What is determining what is 8 centimeters from A is this arc here. and they're telling us that this point P is 8 centimeters, which means it's along this line. The question doesn't say is it greater or equal to 8 centimeters. It says that 8 centimeters. So P lies exactly on this line. Then we have also been told that and is equidistant from BC and CD. The line that is equidistant from BC and CD is this angle bisector. So where this arc meets this angle bisector, that is where point P must lie. We indicate that and we also put a P there. So that is how you answer this question. And just for that, you have scored 2 marks. As you can see, this is very simple once you know the basic procedures. Let us go to the final part, which is E. E says that another point Q within the quadrilateral is such that it is nearer to CD than BC. This is what cuts BC and CD, this angle bisector. Now they are telling us that this point Q is nearer to CD. CD is above, so CD should lie somewhere in this region, because this region is the region that is nearer to CD. What else have we been told? And that this Q is greater than or equal to 8 centimeters from A. What determines what is 8 centimeters from A is what? Is this part of the arc. So less than 8 centimeters from A is inside, greater than is outside. So the only region that satisfies these conditions is this part. And the question tells us that indicate by shading the region in which Q must lie, Q. So this is the region that we are going to shade. Let me shade this region like so. And as you can see, we are done with solving the question. This is how you solve this construction question. As you can see, there is no even calculation involved. By the way, this question is compulsory. Whether you like it or not, you have to answer it. So there it is, 8 marks. You can check the book that I've provided for you. It's a wonderful and amazing book that will simplify your study process. Thank you for watching.